ora to everyone watching at home. This is a spectacular venue for this contest, the Sir Graham Henry Trophy. On the line tonight, maybe it will be shared, one apiece. They'll have to go to points differential. But it was a very good New Zealand performance in Kandy just 6 days ago.
Important moment, this, the scrum. Sri Lanka can get some dominance, which they certainly haven't. Lasinda Vishan has to come off the back there quickly and set it up for a little bit of an angle. Tilina Bandara is the second option for the carry. Just giving a little bit of space between the charges down and Tarinder Ratwata, and it's come off the post. Oh dear, this is going to be dangerous. It's bouncing everywhere, but fortunately recovered, and now Johnny the Dilshan will be run down by Busby. Danushka Ranjan, man who also once beat Jerry Tuai to the line, will be needed a little bit more often today.
Well, that's extraordinary. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. Looking for the exit kick, it's hit the upright, bounced in the end goal. They've done well to scramble here, Sri Lanka, and get out of trouble.
Tarinder Ratwata, even if he tries to do that, he might not find the purse, but this time around, had the good sense to try and recover, and very good work by Johnny the Dilshan to try and get out.
Plays like a tiny Rodney Soyalo, and here's a nice line break from Tilina Bandara, who's been one of the best Sri Lankan forwards of this tour so far. Here's the ball, beautifully done. Danushka Ranjan's got men over, just has to find the right one, and that's beautiful defense by Francis Harrison, from Jamie Bedford rather. Outstanding work from both teams. Tying up that blind side for sure, but instead they go to the open. Lovely little chip over the top, so accurate, and Srinath Surya Bandara is 2-on-1. They needed to look for the man inside, but instead they go for the chip.
Oh, that is a wonderful piece of play from New Zealand. Percival finishes the job. He started it as well, but so many players involved. This is just expert level rugby skill from New Zealand here. The positioning of the back three for Sri Lanka, we talked about it at the start of the match. It was exposed on this occasion. Shanaka, that is a quality rugby union try.
Yes, that is a wonderful try, and they knew exactly what the defensive positioning was going to be, and Jared Percival read it like a book. Managed to find that pass, and when Srinath Surya Bandara was isolated with 3 attackers, there was just nothing to be done. That's a nice kick. An even better chase from Dinale Kanayaka, just unable to hold on to it, and now the counter-attack is open for Francis Morrison. Here's Swartz, manages to find the offload. Megson still going, beautifully done by Megson. It's a short ball to Jared Percival, and he's going to go over for his second one, a brace for the captain.
Pure counter-attack brilliance there, Jared Percival. Second try of the match. This time he's just in good support. The kick was good, it was a good option, just needed to be taken. Once again, the bounce of the ball favouring New Zealand. They quickly swung onto attack down the left-hand side. Megson again, he has been such a handful. Morrison involved. Just have a look at the way that they attack. Swartz stays on his feet. Megson running the support line, straightening the attack. New Zealand always with a player inside in support. Percival, a slight juggle from him as we saw last week in Kandy, but it doesn't matter. He's pretty pumped up about getting a double this early in the game. It's the small details at the moment for New Zealand.
Sri Lanka being caught in the counter-attack for the second try, and some excellent first phase work from New Zealand for the first try. That now they need to get the ball in their hand. Janitha Fernando with a nice dominant tackle on Pasia Asiata.
And crossing over here, just getting in the way, New Zealand, so they give away a penalty in the danger zone. This is a very good attacking opportunity for Sri Lanka.
Trying to get themselves within one score with this. That injury didn't seem to be bothering his standing leg at all. Tarinder Ratwata knocks Sri Lanka's first points over on this ground that has become very familiar to him in Sri Lanka colours. Frames. It's just unable to get out of that tackle was Josh Gillett, but it's available, and numbers available outside for New Zealand if Francis Morrison can find him, and he does. Peter Schwartz goes over for the try, but again, excellent hands from the New Zealand inside backs.
So many hard lines run by the New Zealanders in the build-up to that try. They worked through the phases. They took the crash ball. The pass was always on. Instead, possession was kept, and they drew Sri Lanka in. Narrow defence. There was always going to be numbers out to the left-hand side. Peter Schwartz on hand to take the final pass, but again, flat attack, well set up. and they worked Sri Lanka over defensively. Look at the number of Sri Lankans who are having to now fan out and cover. Just didn't have the personnel when it really counted.
Lasinda Vishan has managed to snuffle this ball from the New Zealand line at an Akash Madhushan finds his captain Darush Karanjan. Here's Srinath Surya Bandara to Johnny the Dilshan. Now he needs to find support inside. Cutting back infield, and it's a good tackle made by Francis Morrison, and it's been knocked on by Sri Lanka. And that's half-time as well. Another really promising passage of play, but Sri Lanka just letting themselves down at the last possible moment.
Oh, it's just come down to the smallest touches, hasn't it? Sri Lanka again swinging on to attack, looking good down that right-hand side. Ultimately, only the 3 points to show for a first half that has been a lot more competitive this week than last. 17-3 at the break. Sri Lanka, they just need to keep their heads up here. They are well and truly in this match.
Some of the Maori terms are very, very close to this Maori language that we have.
Yes. As are a lot of the customs and our respective greetings. Baiwan and Kia ora, very similar in meaning.
Ben
Oh, big defense.
Akash Madhushan and Tarindra Ratwat are taking no prisoners, but despite that huge defense, New Zealand still managing to get the ball away and exit. Wow.
He was just picked up like a suitcase. Have a look at this. Over the shoulder, fireman carry. Man, he is going backwards at a rate of knots. Needs one of those reverse beeps on him.
Still has the presence of mind to transfer the ball to Campbell Busby. And that's the maturity and the experience showing.
And Busby safely getting it down. Tilnawanda yet again has been absolutely spot on.
Oh, that's on, and pass was on.
Sri Lanka have missed a few of those opportunities for sure.
Can't play the halfback 16.
But now New Zealand giving away a few more penalties. Sri Lanka need desperately to capitalize.
Oh, Matt Treby just having an argument, but it's all smoke and mirrors and a bit of a distraction. I mean, the referee must be very close to having a conversation now.
Maybe Sri Lanka wanting to be the team that scores first in the second half. Ragwati does not have a problem. 2 out of 2 for him.
A try for the Tuskers, and this game takes on a very different complexion. Great run on Riley.
Eamon Riley bumping off 2 tacklers, and now it's available for Tyler.
Away,
Cooney,
no
who cuts
hands.
back on the angle. Tarindu Chaturanga.
Tackler. Tackler.
Tackler not rolling is the call again. Well, if Auckland Rugby wants to station development officer in Sri Lanka, I'm sure he'd be most welcome as he knocks over the first points for New Zealand of this second half. It's 3-all.
That's the other great thing about a tour like this. Forming a national representative team from the grade gives so many more players maybe an inkling that they'd like to join in and be a part of it. So you're right, it's about connection to the game, long-term connection to the game in participation, not just a social side of rugby.
Eamon Riley manages to get his hands free.
Release.
He's been excellent since he's come on. Got his hands on it again and finds Francis Morrison, and this is a great pass. Beautifully spotted, and Megson manages to get the inside ball in as well, as does Bedford,
No hands.
keeping the ball alive. Francis Harrison, and Treby's over. In fact, it's Josh Gellert, the
No momentum.
vice captain, on-field captain at the moment.
It is going to be water break now. Water break
Found his
after this.
momentum and got over. And again, think about Josh Gellert and Josh Burton and how well they've played. We think about the most famous Josh Gronfeld.
Another good set from Josh Purden. The 2 Joshes once again have been outstanding in this match. In fact, 6, 7, 8. They've been, to me, the linchpin of this team. Cannot think of enough there in the middle with the beard. Sabir, who's running events on the right-hand side, but you can see the smile. That's a very real thing for Inti. As I mentioned, a real dream come true moment.
Fine.
MJ.
6.
Normally this is like limelight, likes to be behind the scenes, but couldn't get away from the production team of the Papare, alongside Sabir Khalil, who's also a very proud promoter of the game around the country as well. He's going in for another. And this time it's Morrison. gets his name on the scoreboard.
Well, you can't keep him out of the score sheet, can you, Francis Morrison? He's enjoyed this tour. He's been excellent. And really, if any young players are watching some of these New Zealand players, this is the one that you've got to watch on attack. Makes all the right decisions, knows when to run, when to pass.
We also need to try and decide on who's been the player of the series right out the bat for New Zealand. We've had a couple of players, but Sri Lanka now with an opportunity for something for the fans to cheer about just before they wrap up the evening.
Sri Lanka winding up 6 meters short. Can they send the fans home with something to shout about? Here are the replacements pumping their legs. Referee didn't call maul, so they'll have to let this one go. Oh no, he has. He has called maul. Oh dear, Sri Lanka have had absolutely no luck.
Have they got a strike play up their sleeve? Now's the time to show it.
Oh wow, what a big scrum from New Zealand, even in the dying moments of the game, but they managed to get the ball away. Dinale Kanaika, can't find Danushka Ranjan. Oh dear. Fatigue is catching up with New Zealand's defense finally. The cries of Sri Lanka, if you can hear them in the background. Oh, that's not a good pass, inaccurate, and now it's on for Preston. Preston steps, Preston stays on his feet. And finally getting it back with Shahid Zumri, and he puts a ball to boot, and that's not probably the best option as time seems to have run out.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame for Sri Lanka, and they are left strewn across the park here at the racecourse ground in Colombo for the under-85s. Victors today 32-6, winners of the Graham Henry Trophy. First time visitors to these fair shores, but this has been an eye-opening experience for those of us who have been lucky enough to travel.
As Jared Percival lifts this trophy. Brilliant pictures. And what a moment for these lads repping New Zealand.